Sam was almost in a coma for 6 months. Sam was hospitalized for 1 year. And you will see this man who has motivated millions of people all over the world. So he is not going to come like this. First of all, we will have to create a situation for him so that he can come and he can talk in that way. So we will have to clap and we will have to continuously tell, Sam, 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 Sam. And here comes the man with the magic all the way from Australia. 13 hours he has been in air and now he is with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.
So hello. How are you? You guys are amazing. Look, I also really wanted to thank Kanak and also his team for allowing me to come here today, all the way from Sydney in Australia. And look, I feel absolutely honoured to be here and connecting with you good-looking people. Turn to the person next to you and say, you are so good-looking. Now look, there's two things you need to realise about me. The first thing is I do talk really, really fast and I get really, really excited sometimes, okay? The second thing you need to realise about me is I'm one of these type of motivational speakers. I'm one of these type of people that I like a little bit of interaction and participation, okay? So if I say something really amazing and really profound and you think, wow, that's amazing, I want to encourage you. You can yell, you can clap, you can jump up on your chairs, you can throw me money, I don't mind. So a couple of things, first of all, you need to realise about me. You can actually see I have dark skin. It's because my mum, she's actually from here. She's from Kolkata in India. My father, he's actually from Scotland, over in Europe. And I am one of 11. So there are 7 boys and 4 girls in my family. Massive family, huge. I'm also an uncle. I'm an uncle 31 times. I have 31 nephews and nieces, and I also have 6 brothers, so there's 7 boys all up, and we all look absolutely the same. Actually, if you was to line up every single one of my brothers right here in a row, you probably could not pick me out. We all look identical. But you probably could now, because I'm the only person with a silver arm, huh? Let me tell you about this arm. This is what they call a myoelectric arm. You guys probably heard of it called a bionic arm. Who here's heard of a bionic arm before? Who's heard of bionic arm, yeah? A few people, hands down. One thing I want to tell you about this arm, I can move the fingers and I can crush. I can crush glass bottles, I can break things with my arm. I can do other very cool things as well. Can you do that? It's very cool, isn't it? And I can also bring it around the other side. And I've also got different attachments as well for my arm. I actually take this off and I've got another whole arm, and I've got an arm for playing golf. I've also got this other arm for actually playing 8-ball pool. And I've also actually got a swimming arm. So it's like a little flipper that fits onto the end of my stump. So I just start it up, put it behind me. No, I don't really. Actually, did you know that very soon the Paralympians will overtake the able-bodied Olympians? Do you know why? One thing we can do which you guys can't. One thing I can do which you can't. I can upgrade. And the way the technology is moving, let me tell you, the way the technology is moving, there's already a man out there, he has no legs at all, and he has 2 prosthetic legs, and he's running a 100-metre sprint under 10 seconds flat. Do you know that very soon the Paralympians will have so many rules and regulations on them, just simply the way that technology is moving. It's phenomenal. I have a friend of mine over in Japan, and he's the technology wizard, and he said, Sam, I want to create you an arm with a digital keypad, a mobile phone, a little hologram, a laser beam. You've got all these different types. The way the technology is moving, it's phenomenal, with prosthetics particular. Let me tell you something else. Recently, as was said, I actually had the most amazing privilege of winning the Australian of the Year. It was the Young Australian of the Year, and this is for Tasmania in 2009. Thank you. And I was born and raised on a farm down in Tasmania. And I actually went to the same school as Ricky Ponting. He actually was in my same class. And so here I am in Tasmania, and then I won this big national award, which is the Young Australian of the Year, which is the highest honour of any Australian. And I remember very clearly they flew me up through to the capital of Australia, which is Canberra. It's not Sydney, it's Canberra. And so here I am in Canberra, and I remember they called me up the day before Australia Day. Australia Day is the biggest day of the year, which is the 26th of January. It's the biggest, it's like a national holiday. And so the day before Australia Day, the organisers of the Australia Day function, they called me up and they said, "Sam, we have selected you to go and have breakfast at the Prime Minister's house at the Lodge in Canberra, to go and meet the Prime Minister and go and have breakfast with him." So I'm thinking, wow, what an honour to go and meet the Prime Minister of Australia. And I remember very clearly I was wearing a long sleeve jacket, and he did not notice that I had a prosthetic arm. And I remember very clearly I was thinking to myself, what can I do in order for the Prime Minister of Australia to remember me? Because obviously, as you know, the Prime Ministers, they meet hundreds of people every day as if they remember everyone that they meet, yeah? And so here I am, I had this long sleeve jacket on, and the Prime Minister of Australia, he did not notice that I had a prosthetic arm. So imagine this. I'm walking up towards the Prime Minister, and he's standing there. At the time it was Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. I was walking up towards the Prime Minister, and as the Prime Minister of Australia, as he went to say hello, and when he actually went to come and shake my hand to say hello, I actually detached my hand and my hand came off into his hand. And so Glenn McGrath was there, Adam Gilchrist was there, and they all just started pissing themselves laughing, and the world's media came in and they were taking photos, everything, and Prime Minister Kevin Rudd was standing there holding my hand. And in his Australia Day speech, the Prime Minister of Australia, he said this. He said, "Today we're surrounded by very significant Australians. We have Aboriginal elders, we have community leaders, we have sports heroes. But nothing can ever beat the introduction I had to Sam this morning, because when you meet Sam, it's an extraordinary experience. Because when you shake his hand, he'll leave his hand in your hand." And the Prime Minister of Australia, in his Australia Day speech, then looked over to me and he goes, "And thanks, Sam, I'm still recovering from therapy today." And I want to very quickly show you this photo here. And this photo here is actually of the Prime Minister of Australia. There he is, Kevin Rudd with his wife Therese. There's Adam Gilchrist there in the background. And obviously the Prime Minister's just handing me back my hand. It was a very, very funny moment. But I think we all have these moments in our life. And some moments can be quite hilarious and very, very funny and quite significant. And I know that the Prime Minister, he will never forget me. But other moments can be quite life-defining and quite challenging. You know, recently I heard this word, and the word is called kairos. Has anyone in this room heard of the word kairos before? Anyone? Kairos is actually the Greek word for time. So contrasting to chronos or chronological time, meaning ordinary or normal time, yeah? Kairos time is laden with meaning and choice. Actually, get this, the dictionary, the meaning of the word kairos is this: a moment within a moment, a particular moment in where drastic change takes place. I'll say that again, kairos moments, a moment within a moment, a particular moment in where drastic change takes place. You know, I think we all have kairos moments in our life, and my kairos moment was only 4 years ago when I had a major car accident. The police said it was a 206 kilometre head-on collision with a semi-trailer, with a big truck. It was a 206 kilometre head-on collision, and it was my fault. It was my fault. I veered onto the wrong side of the road and had a head-on collision with a semi-trailer. So what I want to do now, I want to show you just a very quick 3-minute DVD. And this 3-minute DVD will sort of show you guys a little bit about what happened in my life. As I was saying, it was only a bit over 4 years ago where I had this major accident. And so if we could turn off the lights, please. If we could turn off the lights.